Hey everyone, Harry here to talk about Donald Trump's latest taking it on the chin in a completely different lawsuit. This is one that he brought against the New York Times, which ran a Pulitzer Prize winning series basically on his widespread fraud and really sort of corner cutting at best and flat out criminal at worst harvesting of his dad's early money to prop himself up and give the false impression of him as some, wunderkind who did so much with the Trump fortune. Okay, so what he really does with the Trump fortune, basically, is he arranges to transfer all this money, or he does it probably in conspiracy with his father, way completely subverting the limitations for gift taxes and doing all kinds of funny business with the initial money, and he's therefore able to basically just glom onto it in a way that he shouldn't have been able to. And the Times has a Pulitzer Prize winning very good series about this. We're talking 2018. Trump sues for $100 million. It's all true. It's not, so he can't claim defamation. He has these very vague accusations of they took private information for pernicious reasons. That would be what news media do. They got a hold of the information and made reports of it, and it's all true, etc. But it's just classic, bully boy Trumpian tactics of I'm going to sue you, and he sues them. It's the New York Times. And sues three different reporters, and the Times, being a quality news organization, is able to put up very good legal representation for the reporters. A much bigger problem in this country is so many papers are drying up, can't afford it, and have this kind of saber rattling from rich people who are covered in the paper, and they just have to fold up their coverage. But so the New York Times can do this robustly. Anyway, they clobbered them. It was a total bogus lawsuit for starters, and he's thrown out of court. And then there are different provisions. I think in general, people know that usually each side in the United States, there are different regimes in other places, pays for their own legal fees, but there are different so-called fee shifting statutes that provide for different situations in which the other side pays the fees. And one of them is when you have a really, this is in New York State, a really out there lawsuit that is essentially just done to harass. And that's what the court decided was the case this time. And they ordered Trump to pay for over 400,000 legal fees. Not so much with the numbers we've been talking about generally, but just a good example of he does his Trump thing and drops the lawsuit, but it was a bogus lawsuit, and B, I don't know if this is the way it was working before, but it's the way it works now. He winds up paying for it. The New York Times reports on this, and of course they were the defendants. So I don't know if this was a little kind of adroit jab or just the way it was written, but there's a nice couple paragraphs where they say Trump defended against these legal fees, calling them exorbitant and unreasonable and over the top, et cetera. And the next paragraph says Trump filed his $100 million lawsuit. So he was actually seeking in damages for news coverage, in essence, $100 million. Why? Because that's how Trump operates, no more and no less. So just one more instance. This is a super bad month for Donald Trump in just one state, New York, right? By the end of the month, we expect the decision in the civil fraud case from Judge Engoron. Man, that is going to shellac him. And then in a couple of days, we begin in federal court in New York, the defamation case, the second one by E. Jean Carroll. So now, just for good measure, Trump starts the week with a new $400,000 paycheck and a $400,000 tag that he's got to cover, and a real rebuke for his really abusive and spurious use of the law system, something he's been doing all his life, of course, but that's where he is now. His lifetime brand is really under real assault, and that has both material but also reputational consequences for him, and couldn't have been a nicer guy. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.